Hello everyone, this is Diane. I'm going to do a review of just the gameplay, of the generic gameplay of Might and Magic Clash of Heroes. So here it is. Let me go ahead and start playing. Hopefully you can see my mouse. Let's see, this is actually at the end. I'll see if I could explain this and do this at the same time. Alright, so the basics of this game is that you actually have these people here where you only can control movement of these characters right here at the very bottom. You can move them over to a different row, or you can actually go within here and actually select one, but you can only delete them at that point. This should be really hard to explain. What's great about this game is actually it really utilizes the dual screens of the DS. Because at the bottom screen is actually your screen, it's your side of the battlefield, and the top is actually the enemy side of the battlefield. So what you do is there's three different colors. There's the yellow or white, blue, and then kind of a yellowish red color. And what you need to do is you actually match up three of them at a time. So what you see here is I went ahead and I matched up three, and what that does is it sets them up for attack, and that number there actually represents how many turns it's going to take before they actually attack. The little number here on the bottom actually represents how much damage they're going to do. And the way that you set up an attack is actually by making a set of three vertically. And when you make a set of three horizontally, it actually creates walls for defense purposes against the bad guy. And as you can see, they kind of like fall down. It goes the opposite way on your side. So my dude's attacked. And so you see all of these are next turn they're going to go ahead and attack for me. So this game you have the core groups of fighters. Right here for this particular, I think Godrin, he actually commands knights. So there is a selection of archers, swordsmen, and spear users. But each one has a different set of how many turns they'll do. So for example, the arrows, the bow and arrows, actually the archers, will actually take 2 turns only, while the swordsman and the spearsman actually takes 3 turns before they can actually attack. Now, because this is turn-based, I'll tell you right now that the gameplay is extremely long in terms of the gameplay itself. I'm only able to show half of what I was actually doing. It literally took me about 10-15 minutes to play this battle, and it's actually a very simple battle. But here, let me explain this as well. So you have the core groups, which you can collect over time, and then you also have the specialty groups, which would be the ones that take up more than 1 square. Like this one's an extreme specialty, it actually takes up 4 squares. And then you have these ones that'll take up 2 squares. Now the ones that take up 2 squares, you need to actually collect 2 on the bottom below them. So, for example, here's the blue here. If I actually bring one over, I don't know if I do or not. Yes, I do. Okay, so if I actually bring it over, you can actually see that they'll combine into here, and then it'll actually start the countdown process for that elite group. And with the one that takes up 4 spaces, you need 4 of them. So these elite groups tend to actually do a lot more damage. Like, for example, this knight on the horse does 27 damage. So, and this one will actually, these are clerics, they'll actually heal you over time. So, now, what's interesting though is it's very similar to something like if you ever played, oh, what's that game? Oh, I can't remember the game. But when you play, crud. I lost my thought. Oh, that was it. The big thing here is, like, for example, you only have, oops, go away. You only, let me show. On here on the bottom, I know it's being blocked, but on here on the bottom, it actually shows you how many turns you have left. I mean, how many moves you have left in a turn. Generally, you only have 3. The next box over will actually show you how many more men you have in reserve. And what that means basically is, unlike a normal puzzle game where it just refills automatically, you actually control when you actually refill your board, which is actually kind of a cool concept. There's a lot of different other aspects of this game as well, but let's see, as I have 13 right there. So the thing is, it's all random, so you don't control where it goes. But you do get more and more people as you use them up. Say if they go off and attack or anything like that, they're used up. Say if your little guys, like your core group, gets killed or slaughtered, like here from that guy, it's added back to over here. However, the elite groups, you only have a set number of them, so if they're ever actually killed literally in battle by the opposing force, or if you delete them, you actually remove them, and you can only have a max of about 10 or so. So you actually have to, when you lose them, you can actually go to special places and buy them back. So, now there's different kinds of combos that you can do. Like this here is where they stack up together, they'll actually provide stronger walls. As well as if you put like 3 in a row here and you do another 3 in a row of the same color and the same turn, they're actually linked and they'll do more damage. As well as if you stack them, which is called fusing, where you do, for example, this one here is a cleric with the 2 bodies. If you had another blue cleric right there, it'll actually meld into that one, and that will actually become much more powerful, twice as powerful basically. So like if you do it with one of the horsemen, they generally get to be about they do like 40 or 43 damage or so. So it's pretty extensive, the gameplay. So how this works in terms of losing HP and who wins and who loses is basically based on, you have these guards here, and you see once you pass through all of your blockades, it'll actually come and hit you as a person, as the player. So that's how you go off and lose HP. And there's other aspects of the game where you have to it'll be like a puzzle, and there's only 2 spots that you can hit, and you have to hit them both at the same time. So you have to time out the turn-based moves at the right time in order to pass that level. So here's this. See those people now. Even though they're not the same type, the fact that they're both the same color and they both have the same turns left, they become linked and thus become stronger. So, sorry, it's really hard for me to talk and explain how to play while I'm playing, so I have to do them separately, and it can get confusing. So I apologize if I'm getting way all over the place with it. So, but again, I'm not going to be able to show you the entire battle just because it takes really, really long. Let's see if there's anything else that I've missed. Generally, the walls have about 3 health apiece. Later on, you can do actually a lot more damage when you stack up more and more. So, yep, that's it. So this is basically an overview of the game, Might and Magic: Clash of Heroes, in terms of the gameplay. So thanks for listening, and I'll check you guys out later.